So Janice, your company has benefited from CIDIT as you've been getting things going over the last few years.
Yeah.
But then you got to this point where you need yet another bit of bridge financing, and there's this organization that is mandated to help small companies, and they're actually standing in the way between your company getting a bridge loan and not?
Yes. So when I first started my company, CIDIT was one of my very first investors. It was a $200,000 loan. My company was worth $2 million. 5 years later, I grew the company from $2 million to $18 million. The loan comes due. They give me a 3.5-year extension. And then I secured very, very critical bridge financing in order to take us to our next level of investment. CIDIT has decided, for unbeknownst reasons, which we can't get clarity on, to not sign on a document that gets all of the Mazoo staff paid.
So it's not that they're not loaning you more money. They're not letting you get a loan from someone else.
100%. So it's that clear. I'm not asking for money from CIDIT. I'm not in default. CIDIT has given me a loan extension and gave me documents last week to sign. So I'm not asking for money from CIDIT. They've already loaned me. I've negotiated my loan. That is done. It's this future lending. It's the lending that's critical for the company to continue to grow.
Where does this leave you and your employees now?
Right now, it's been 9 days. My employees haven't been paid. I've been working on this since October. To have this loan secured, which I have an agreement from a lender in which CIDIT wouldn't meet the lender, to understand the clause that they have an issue with, to understand it better and actually how it not only protects our company, actually protects the loan in CIDIT. They would not meet with the lender.
In the letter that I just read that they sent to you, they told you explicitly not to do what you're doing right now.
100%. And this isn't just about me now. There's the employees here that haven't been paid, but this is a bigger issue. As the tech sector grows in the Okanagan, we rely on the public trust. It's that gap money. We don't qualify for traditional Tier 1 bank lending. They fill that gap until we get investment capital. I've got $7 million of investment capital. That's at stake with this. You know, that's why it exists. This is bigger. It's not just my company. There's been several companies. There was a community letter that went out in September. There have been several companies that have come up against this block now in this total change of management and changing the direction of the mandate.
We tried to bring in additional investment, which would have been about $1.5 million into the community. And our investor, like all other investors, asked to meet with CIDIT and talk about some terms that would give them more assurance with their investment. That meeting was refused. They never sent out a consultant to speak with us or learn more about us, and they simply denied us that.
The last two CEOs were abruptly fired. Prior to that, we had an amazing relationship with CIDIT. They were at our board meetings. They watched us grow. They watched us get our first customer in the NHL. The former CEO attended our board meetings. She was very aware of tech financing, which is slightly different than a bricks and mortar business. They understood the ebbs and flows and how you build companies. There was a lot of knowledge. They worked with Accelerate Okanagan and several other tech companies in town. There was a lot of involvement. CIDIT was a supported, collaborative partner in our investment cycle. And then boom, 2 CEOs gone and everything's changed. And there's lots of companies that have gone forward. And by doing this, of course, they've already threatened me that if I went public with this, that it would be a defamation. But, you know, at this stage of the game, these employees deserve to be paid. This company has invested in the Okanagan, exactly the mandate of the trust. We are the poster child for the strategic direction of the trust. We fulfilled the mandate. We are not a default client. We are not. And to continue to say that in writing with a threatening letter is also wrong.
Now that they've got new people on the board, so not everyone who's currently on that board is responsible for the decisions that you're criticizing here. Do you think that there's a way that this organization can turn itself around?
I do. It's such an important trust. I actually believe in the trust. I was on the video as a proponent on tech companies say, where do I get funding? And I'm like, go to CIDIT. I was their promoter. Right now, we need the new board. There's new board placements. We want an audience with the board. We want them to come to our company. We want them to be in the office. We want them to meet the team. They're making critical decisions. They need to have a full look into how these companies are built in the tech industry and otherwise. We just want an audience with them. We want them to know that this is a great thing that they supported from the very beginning. We've done our job, and now we're looking for CITIT to come alongside us. Don't be opposing to us. Come alongside us. Work with us. We believe in the trust. It's an amazing thing if it's actually fulfilling the mandate for what it was set up to do.